Now it is my pleasure to introduce the moderator of tonight's panel, who's currently hiding in the corner. He's going to be center stage in just a moment, and that is E. Howard Tolman. He's one of the few people in Chicago who we really feel so successfully straddles the worlds of business, technology, and also arts, and that's why he's here today. On the business and technology side, Howard's the executive director of the New Kaplan Institute for Innovation and Tech Entrepreneurship at IIT, which is actually where we're hosting our next event on February 27th. We hope to see all of you there. He's also the former CEO of 1871, which is just one of the most incredible, amazing tech incubators in the whole world. He's an investor and advisor to many startups, adjunct professor at Northwestern Kellogg School of Management, and over 50 years, so you wouldn't think over 50 years, because he certainly has the spirit of a millennial, but over 50 years, he's founded more than a dozen high-tech companies. And that is just half the story. So the second half is the art side. Howard is on Maynard Manuel's Cultural Affairs Council, the Illinois Arts Council, and what some people may not know is that he actually boasts an art collection of over 1,300 pieces. So I only have 1,295 more to go. And it's actually one of the largest and most diverse collections of contemporary realist art in America. So it is our pleasure to introduce tonight the leader of tonight's discussion, Howard Tolman.
Thank you, and welcome everybody. I'm going to just ask the panelists to come up and join us. So, Eva, please come up. Kelly, can I help you? Good. All right. So, we have this theory, which is that if you can read, I don't have to recite. So, in your brochures are bios of our panelists, but just briefly, think of the Joffrey, think of design, think of Second City. That's as much as I'm going to do. And because we have a tight schedule, we're going to be doing sort of commentary from the panel for about a half an hour, and then we're going to open it for Q&A. So, and then at 7:30-ish, I think, the bar will be open for a half hour after that. We hope you'll stick around, and we'll get going. So, one of the first questions that I was supposed to ask all of you, and of course I can't see you, so I'm going to take a chance on this, which was, how many of you have on staff someone that you would call an artist as a part of your organization? Okay, so there's a double over there for SAIC, we did that. And here's the truth, you know, you heard the reference to 1871. Honestly, we think that every artist is an entrepreneur as well. It's just, if you think of it as a company of one, that's what, you know, every artist has to do. They have to make their way, and so we're excited to be here and to share with you sort of this idea that art informs everything we do. And, you know, Luke didn't mention, but at 1871 we had, I don't know, 40 or 50 pieces of art. And one of the whole objects was to surround these techies and all these digital people with sort of a presence and an experience of physical art and excellence, because it's easy to lose sight of the fact that we don't know what makes for success in any endeavor, in movies and art and anything. But we know what makes for excellence, and it's application and it's hard work, and it's the thing that drives every artist, which is basically integrity and sacrifice and discipline. And that's sort of the heart of everything that we do and that we're doing at the New Kaplan Center as well. So I'm going to start now by sitting down, which I think is important at my age. And I'm going to ask the panelists, wait, I may have one more question I'm supposed to ask the room. Hang on one second. Okay. How many of you, here we go, again, how many of you consider creativity to be a part of your job? Okay, now there, okay, that's pretty great. Okay, terrific. All right, on to the next. Here we go. So, let's talk about what Luke already promised us, which is that what could today's business leaders gain from viewing the world through an artist's lens? So, Eva, why don't you start? You might have to turn your mic on.
John?
Yeah.
I want to give Justice a round of applause. That was fabulous. And the thing I really believe is that he represents totally what we're talking about tonight. That was just wonderful. And I really think that, you know, we have a great opportunity to do art and have fun and make that part of the discipline too. So I'm going to pass it on.
Yeah.
So the World Economic Forum has always that list of the skills of the future, and I can't recite it to you, but essentially I know what's in there is creativity, storytelling, divergent thinking. The artist certainly, and I'll talk about my field of improvisation and comedy, that is what the training is. The training is to teach you to go into the unknown, to be comfortable with risk, to be agile, and it's practice. And it's so funny because it's like, people don't recognize this idea of it being practice, right? You don't go to a gym once and be like, I'm good, you know, right? I'm good. Like, if you want to be innovative, you have to practice innovation. And in improvisation in particular, that's what these exercises and games do. They require you to think of different things differently. They require you to be fearless. They require you to fail and often fail in public and come back again. So I'll just end it there. Like resilience. Like, right? I mean, if you need one thing in business, let's say it's resilience. Artists that is their bread and butter.
And perseverance.
Perseverance, yes.
Absolutely. And I would say that, for a dancer, at a very young age, you are singularly going out in the world with a passion for your talent and saying, what is it going to take for me to get there? And so at the age of 6 and 7 years old, your drive, both internally, your drive to work with other people, to pay attention, to imply every correction that you're given will build you to a future. And I think that sometimes in the ballet world, at a very young age, you're starting where maybe you don't understand all those issues. And I think that as you grow, you hold those issues, you honor that, and you carry that with you for the rest of your life.
You find a path.
Sorry?
I said, I think you really find a path. You have to. And, it's interesting. I'm not sure that even as a young person that you sense that until you have some mentors who help guide you in that. And I think that's one of the other things that's really critical here.